Hello, my friends. How are you? Well, have you ever noticed that under pressure, when you get triggered by stress factor, you don't respond the way you intended? You say something you regret later, you react emotionally, or you freeze. And later you think, that's not whom I wanted to be. Well, that's because under pressure, we don't rise usually to our ideals, we react. And we react with those patterns that, where did they come from? Our autopilots, some of them genetically predispositions, like measured by Myers-Briggs type indicator, insights discs. So they give you some idea about your genetics influences, also the family culture, your childhood experiences, repetitive childhood experiences when you learn your native language, but also you learn certain behavioral patterns, how you feel inside, how you think, and how you react. And under pressure, we usually go to those patterns. I call them autopilot. And they're invisible, they're fast, they're emotionally impulsive, and you cannot see that. And if something you cannot see, you cannot change. Agree about that. If you cannot see things, if you're not aware, you cannot change. And that's where meditation comes into place. We'll talk about the second video about how actually practically you can start taking steps and start meditating on developing this habit. And some people say, well, you need to have meditation for relaxation. Yes, it's true. There is a side effect of good meditation that you're very relaxed. It could be spiritual practice, totally agree. Yet, as a practical psychologist, for our purposes, we're talking about developing a habit of becoming aware, or I call it habit of building your inner observer. Inner observer that can stop for a second when you get triggered. The person you're talking says something to you, or there's a certain situation you have to present publicly. You get triggered, you get stressed. And instead of automatically going on your autopilot, you're staying in touch with your inner observer, just taking a pause. And in that pause, you choose your answer. You might still go to your pattern, but it will be by choice, not automatically. Famous existential psychologist Rolleris May used to say that the real freedom, human freedom, involves our capacity to pause. Just think about that capacity to pause when you get triggered between the stimulus and response. Why we need to have this phase? Because it gives us freedom to choose how we react. We're staying in control. So time after that episode, when you look back, you think, hey, I'm proud of myself. I did a good job. So meditation is a key practice to develop this habit of taking pause, to develop the habit of staying in contact with your inner observer. If you're interested, take a look at next video when I will be specifically describing what are the steps to meditate, because there is certain misinformation about that, misunderstandings about meditation, how to practice that. So stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you, my friends. Good luck.